up. We're just gonna freestyle this one. Yo, today we're here with Jesse Littlebird, my favorite artist coming out of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Damn.
We first met each other in Santa Fe Indian Market. I didn't realize you did video, and I was like, man, you fresh. And then I think like out of the blue, out of nowhere, you started painting. And when I mean painting, I'm talking like full-on thrasher.
Yeah, man. Oh man, that means a lot coming from you, especially saying that. No, for real. I mean, I tell everybody like you're one of my biggest inspirations in a lot of stuff. Just like when I seen you paint live and stuff, just how you're real quick with it, you know. And it's like I've always been of the opinion that like a painting should be like kind of done in like almost like a one act kind of deal. And so like I've always appreciated that. And yeah, I was thinking about that. Like you were right there at that Indian market, and that's actually when like a lot of ideas were going through my head. I'm like, man, I should just put these down on a canvas, like, you know, like I like all these things I wanted to say and do. So I was like, yeah, kind of pushed me along a little bit, man. You don't know it, but yeah, for real. That was also the Indian market where I got my ears pierced.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I was like, oh gosh, I couldn't, you know, which is funny.
Shit was funny.
Yeah.
It turned out, that was
Yeah.
So my latest piece of yours, you know, I got to stay up on you. It's dope that you did. I'm gonna call it. I don't know what you call it, okay. But I'm gonna just call it, you know, I call it like the tools of war. I call it like wind talking, but you're communicating with symbols, and not just one, two, but like a whole page, you know, and they fit almost like a tattoo. I forgot what they're called, you know, but I want to talk to you about those symbolism pieces. Yeah.
Well, so like I think when you're trying to make work where you're going about saying something, you kind of like have to start it with language. So I'm actually not too well versed in like language, like speaking so much, you know, but like I was figuring I could always put stuff onto paper, or I can put stuff onto canvas, kind of like how I was saying. So like I'm just kind of developing a language over a period of time, so like the symbols interact with each other. Like if you see it enough times, then you realize it's like, oh, there's some repetition here, you know. Yeah. And like I think yesterday someone asked me like, well, how do you know when your paintings are done, or like when are you done? And it's always like I kind of like it when it just has an energy, and like even if it might look a little incomplete or something like that, it just portrays an energy out into itself. And so like with the language and the symbols and everything, I like that tools of war, right? I like that a lot. There's like some level of violence within my work, I would say. So I could see that, yeah. Definitely. I also trying to learn how to like talk about your work by saying less, you know? That's I think that's kind of important.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip in. Your studio has like graph all over it. It's dope, you know? And shit. What's up with Peyote Thief?
Oh yeah, right. So I don't know. I'm actually or I guess I just named him, but Big Dialer. Yeah. He kind of more or less kind of pushed me with that name. I was just writing it always like more with just markers for like the longest time. Back like when I was a kid, I used to just do like dumb, like I did a lot of like more like Basquiat kind of stuff where I just do like sayings and stuff and like little like words and stuff like. And I would do that like just on the west side in tunnels like when I was a kid, but I never really got more into like the graph side of like just trying to stamp your name everywhere until like actually recently. And Dial is one that kind of like really pushed me with that, because he's like, I like that name. It's like I like that you went with 6 letters, right? Yeah, 6 letters, and then yeah, I just been going with that. And I mean, like the way I put like Peyote Thief is like you're trying to like, we're trying to grab this knowledge from all these places, you know, then that's because that's what peyote represents to me. It's like you go and gain that sacred knowledge, and but also like, you know, you go through like in the right way too. Yeah. You know,
I've never told anybody, but yeah, my style, my whole everything is was created through peyote, like through ceremony, through that experience. And as soon as you put that up, I smile to my face, and it's like, spiritual practice. Like, and I think we're kind of when you talk about Native American art, and you put us in that realm, it's kind of like it ain't your normal cowboys and Indians.
I feel that. I think like also there's that like aspect of like identity within art too, where it's interesting how you can like have something, like I have some pieces here where like it could be anything, and then instantly I can make it identity native art just by putting a feather on top. So I like I'm putting a feather in a cap of stuff, all the time. And just kind of like, I don't like my art to be solely like people to look at it based on like what their perception of what they want to tell me my culture is. So and I kind of learned that from my dad too, because like my dad was very forthgiving of like our culture and stuff, and it kind of burned him in the end, because like people would take that sacred knowledge that we'd be giving them and then go do their own interpretations, and then you'd find out later and you'd be like, oh man, like we didn't realize you were going to write this book, or we didn't realize you were going to do these, like say these things. So I kind of like using my identity to have some commentary more or less on that,
Awesome. I like that. That's fresh. The process, how do you start?
I think I start, I don't ever really preconceive in a painting. Most of the times there'll be like a couple where I've been kind of more or less playing around with that, but I just build up lots and lots of layers, and then like I actually like some of your techniques. I've used some of those, maybe, just like doing like these layers of like different aerosol paints, so you have like certain like rigid lines sometimes, that, and I use a lot of oil sticks, so I mess around with the oil sticks a lot, so that allows for a lot of spontaneity. A lot of my work is very spontaneous.
I love how it looks like it's finished sometimes, and you just purposely like you paint over it.
I'm looking at that one over there. That's been like 5 different paintings, and so like right now I feel like it's at a resting point. That's like my whole like Buffalo Warrior series,
That's fun. That's super fast. So check this one out. Right here, right now. What area are you in?
We're in Wells Park.
Wells Park, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Wells Park. All longitude and latitudes are pointed at you. Oh shit. You have the world's attention for 1 minute. Hey, what would you say?
Well, I like this question a lot because I've had this like my dad would always talk about this, like when you get to the mountaintop and you're going to speak, you should know what you're going to say when you get up there. So I love that question, dude, because I think about that a lot, and I think it changes a lot. But as of like today, right now, me, Jesse Littlebird, today, what I would tell people, the whole world, I mean, it's cliche, but like just learn to live with each other. And that's not tolerance, but that's like, it doesn't have to necessarily be tolerance, but it has to be like actually get to know someone, try to get to know people. Because like it's kind of cliche to say like we'll just love each other, but I'm like no, learn to live with each other. We ain't gotta love each other, but you still gotta learn to live with each other for sure.
Yeah, coexist. No, that's dope. That's what's up. My favorite part. Is there any shout outs you want to get?
Dude, oh man, I got some. I mean, I'm gonna shout out Randy. I'm gonna shout out Joel over here. Shout out Rocky Norton. It's my boy. Shout out my mom and dad always. Shout out my brother Jet Hundreds. He's messing around with the stocks right now, but he's going to be dropping an album probably like later this year. Shout out Bears, shout out Defi here, and yeah, shout out all my Kewa me at SD, you know, all my Roadrunner clan, Lagunas, you know, there you go.
Hey.
Yeah, dog.
Cool. Peace.